Welcome, everybody. Today, I'm taking you into the heart of West Virginia, America's mountain state. We're visiting remote towns tucked away in hills and hollers. This is about beauty, struggle, and the people who call these mountains home. You'll see coal mansions beside weathered homes and hear stories of boom and bust. If these stories move you, hit that subscribe button. Let's get this show on the road. Our first stop, Thurmond, West Virginia. Once the heart of the Chesapeake and Ohio Railway, Thurmond was busier than Richmond or Cincinnati. Coal was king, and the train was life. But when steam engines faded, so did Thurmond. The population dropped to just a handful. Today, the National Park Service preserves its history. Walking here feels like stepping onto a movie set, beautiful and haunting. But to the few who remain, this isn't a ghost town. It's home. That's the power of this place. Music transition. Fade out. Deep in the West Virginia mountains lies Helvetia, a Swiss village settled by immigrants in the 1860s. Arriving feels like stepping into the Alps, with colorful buildings and old-world traditions. Residents celebrate Fasnacht, serve bratwurst and rosti, and keep their culture alive. Helvetia proves a community can hold on to its soul, no matter how remote. Music transition. Fade out. Now we're in Pineville, Wyoming County, a town squeezed into a narrow, breathtaking valley. Coal built this place, paid for its schools and courthouse, and shaped its people. But as coal declined, jobs vanished, and hope grew scarce. Storefronts emptied, and families worried about the future. Yet Pineville's people are fighters, turning to tourism, supporting each other, and holding on to their community. It's a town caught between a proud past and an uncertain future. But the spirit here is unbreakable. Shots of Pineville's landscape and people. Music transition. Fade out. Cut to next town. Brief pause. Welcome to War, West Virginia, the southernmost town in the state, and a place that's lived up to its name. Once a thriving coal camp, War's population has plummeted as the mines closed. Empty buildings and poverty are everywhere, but so is resilience. The people who remain are fiercely proud, looking out for each other and refusing to give up. They share what little they have and keep their community alive. In war, wealth isn't measured in dollars, but in spirit. Scenic shots of war. Music transition. Fade out. Cut to next scene. Bramwell, once home to more millionaires per capita than anywhere in America. Coal barons built opulent mansions here. Victorian homes and stained glass still line the streets. Today, it's a peaceful town, drawing tourists to its Gilded Age past. Bramwell is a beautiful echo of a rich past. Music transition. Fade out. Matewan, ground zero for the legendary 1920 Matewan Massacre, a turning point in American labor history. Here, miners fought for their rights, and the shootout changed the course of unionization. Today, Matewan embraces its past, drawing visitors to learn about the fight for fairness. Shots of Matewan's historic sites. Music transition. Fade out. Cut to next scene. High in the mountains sits Richwood, once home to the largest sawmill east of the Mississippi. Timber built this town, filling the air with the scent of fresh-cut lumber and the promise of prosperity. But when the forests were cut and the mill closed, Richwood was devastated, then battered by floods. Still, the people rebuilt, turning to outdoor recreation and refusing to quit. Richwood is tough, hopeful, and stubborn as the mountains around it. Shots of Richwood's landscape and recovery. Music transition. Fade out. Cut to next town. Brief pause. Alderson, in the Greenbrier Valley, is known for its historic women's federal prison, but it's much more. Split by the Greenbrier River, Alderson is a postcard-perfect town with a strong sense of community. The river is its heart, and the 4th of July festival is legendary. Isolated and challenged by its remoteness, Alderson's pride runs deeper than its most famous institution. It's a quiet gem, defined by beauty and resilience. Shots of Alderson's river and celebrations. Music transition. Fade out. Cut to next scene. In Tucker County, Thomas has reinvented itself from a coal town to an artsy outpost. Old storefronts are now galleries and studios. The Purple Fiddle draws musicians from everywhere. Creativity has sparked a comeback here. Shots of Thomas's art scene. Music transition. Fade out. Hillsborough sits on the edge of the National Radio quiet zone, where silence is golden. No cell service, no Wi-Fi, just the Green Bank Observatory listening to the universe. Life here is peaceful, but the lack of connectivity is a real challenge. Hillsborough is also the birthplace of author Pearl S. Buck. It's a place to slow down, look up, and listen to nature and the cosmos. Aeger, pronounced Jaeger, was built on coal, and the railroad now struggling as both have faded. Once bustling, now quiet, with high poverty and few opportunities. But the people remain proud, bound by festivals, sports, and churches. Jaeger is a stark reminder of the cost of economic change, but also of the power of community. Shots of Jaeger's main street and gatherings. Music transition. Fade out. Cut to next town. Brief pause. Raynell, once the Magic City, was built by the Meadow River Lumber Company and thrived for decades. The mill's closure in 1970 was a devastating blow, followed by catastrophic floods. Today, Raynell is fighting for a new purpose, with strong bones and deep pride in its history. The people are working to create a new kind of magic, one of resilience and community. Shots of Raynell's recovery and community. Music transition. Fade out. Cut to next scene. Brief pause. Scenic transition. Kimball, in McDowell County, holds a unique place in African American history. Once a center of Black enterprise, it's home to the Kimball War Memorial, the first in the U.S. honoring African American WWI soldiers. Though the memorial was destroyed by fire, the community rebuilt it, refusing to let their history fade. Kimball's struggles are real, but its spirit and pride endure. Shots of the Kimball War Memorial. Music transition. Fade out. Cut to next scene. Brief pause. Capon Springs isn't a town, but a historic resort in Hampshire County, famous for its healing spring water. Here, life slows down. No TVs, no cell service, just peace and nature. Open only part of the year, it's a sanctuary for those seeking escape from the modern world. Capon Springs is about preservation, peace, and reconnecting with what matters. It's a different kind of West Virginia story, one of healing and quiet beauty. Shots of Capon Springs Resort. Music transition. Fade out. Cut to next scene. Brief pause. Our final stop, Bartow, in the highlands of Pocahontas County. Surrounded by mountains, Bartow's history is tied to the Civil War and the railroad. Today, it's a tiny, self-reliant community, living close to the land. People come for trout fishing, hiking, and the solitude of the Monongahela National Forest. Winters are harsh, but the connection to land and community is deep. Bartow embodies the quiet, enduring spirit of the West Virginia Highlands. Shots of Bartow's landscape. Music transition. Fade out. Our journey ends, but the stories of these towns live on. We've seen hardship, hope, and the unbreakable spirit of Appalachia. These aren't just places on a map. They're the heart and soul of America. If these stories touched you, please subscribe and help us keep sharing them. Remember the people of Thurmond, War, Kimball, and all the towns in between. No matter how tough things get, the human spirit endures. Thank you for watching. Music fades out.